Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Rhiannon. I am a witch and pagan practitioner, and here I like to share all things magical, mystical, and mysterious. I like to explore my personal path through the occult, and I like to interview a whole lot of different practitioners on my channel and my podcast. So if you're new here, make sure you hit the subscription button down below, as well as turn on that bell notification to all notifications so you don't miss out when I post. I post several times a week, every single week. And today we were doing something a little bit more casual. This is my day off. It's been my first day off for a long time. So we are getting into a little bit of a tag. And as you can see, I am playing with my makeup today. I wanted to feel dark and mysterious and a little bit like that light within the dark kind of vibe. So I got the gold going on with the black, so that's the look today. I know it's not Halloween, but in my heart, it's always Halloween. Okay, let's get into this. So I was so graciously tagged in the My Magical Journey YouTube tag, and I was tagged by the wonderful and beautiful Benta the Norse Witch. So thank you so much, Benta. You know how much I love tag videos. Actually, Benta and I met through a tag video. So I have a special place in my heart for all tag videos because that's where I met so many of my friends now, and I'm so thankful for them because now I have a group of magical practitioners that are closer to me, and I'm able to hang out with them and I'm not feeling so alone. So let's get into this tag video because I have so much fun with them. This tag was created by the Starlight the Wild Witch account, and so definitely go check out the original video. Question number 1 is, what's your channel name and the significance behind it? So my channel name is my name, my magical name. This is not my legal name, Rhiannon Harvest. However, this is my magical chosen name that I've decided to share with you all because I would like to keep certain other things private, and I think that's definitely okay, just having boundaries with that, but also because it helps me get into the magical mindset. So when I'm online, it helps me to bring the persona out that I want to share. Normally I'm a lot more reserved and quiet, and this way I'm able to exude the type of energy that I want to everyone around me. It allows me to kind of come out of my shell as well and give me a place where I'm safe to kind of just open up a little bit and be more vulnerable and more myself. This is more my internal self, being able to come out. Normally I have a lot of different walls put up and fears, so being able to step into a different name and a different archetype allows me to kind of come over that a little bit and be able to be more confident. Number 2 is, what type of content do you create on your channel? So I like to create all different kinds of informative videos on the occult through the things that I've experienced so far. So I share my personal experiences, as well as I like to go on informative deep dives where I learn as much as I can about a subject and then start presenting that in smaller bite-sized increments for you guys. I really enjoy doing that. I also have experimented with vlogs, which I really love, and a lot of you have answered in polls saying that you really love that too. So if you do love that, definitely comment down below and let me know, and maybe I'll do more vlogs. I'm trying to do at least 2 more before the end of autumn. They just take a lot of time, not necessarily to film, but yes, that, but also just being able to edit it. It's probably the most time consuming thing, to be able to create a story out of random clips that are kind of like chopped up throughout my day. I might maybe do a spell work here and maybe bake something there and maybe do a meditation here, but being able to turn that into like a day in my life kind of vlog or something like that, that's actually interesting to watch and maybe aesthetically pleasing or relaxing, that can be harder. Question number 3 is, what inspired you to start your channel? I've always wanted to have a YouTube channel, and I was so scared to actually go for it. So 1 year before, I think it was a couple years before I moved out of my home, my family home, I started my YouTube channel, and I kind of started off in kind of wanting to be a little bit like the Bailey Sarian like vibe, not so much with like the murder mystery makeup, but more of like the dark edgy makeup. So I have like a planchette makeup video. The makeup's terrible. I was using my camera to paint so I could see, so everything was backwards for me. It took hours to do, and I did that video. I think it's still up, and then I didn't post for a long time, and then I think probably the next video I posted was my dedication to Aphrodite video, and that video did surprisingly better than I thought it was going to, and it's probably still the best performing video on my channel, even to this day. And so yeah, I kind of talked about Aphrodite and kind of some of her correspondences, and I shared a bit of my dedication to her on her altar that I had on my shelf, and I shared a bit of a poem and put some music on it somehow haphazardly. I don't even know how I did it. I don't even know what song it was. Inspired you to start your channel? What inspired me to start my channel was I've always wanted to have a YouTube channel. I started off really slow, and what really like pushed everything forward was me wanting to have a community of people to relate to and have friends that are in the magical community that understand what I'm talking about. Like, I'll have the more new agey friends that are in person. That's easier to find in my area, but it's harder to find like an occultist friend or a practitioner of a certain kind of magic, and for them to understand what that is, and not judge me harshly for it. So I wanted to develop a community of people who actually understand me and can help me grow with their experiences. So yeah, that's exactly why I started. I don't exactly remember the date. I'll put it up here for you. I'll look it up. But I think 7 or 8 years, I'm thinking, because I was definitely on for at least a year or two before I met my partner, and we've been together like 5 years now. So yeah, something like that. I'll put like a for sure marker right here, but I know for sure I've like really started taking YouTube seriously within the last 2 years, and that's when I started having a little bit more of the development and the growth happen. The next one is, what are your hobbies outside of your YouTube channel? You know, honestly, magic and folk magic, occultism is all encompassing for me. I do it all day, every day. So it's kind of hard to separate that for me, but, and you know, like, it's something I truly enjoy too. So it's like, it's fun for me. I love reading books on the occult, and I love exploring and trying new things. But, you know, I probably would say maybe like art. I like to learn to draw. I'm not like super good, but I like drawing. But I really love painting. I love watercolors, and I kind of experiment with that. And yeah, I love music. I actually wanted to be a musician, a vocalist for a long time growing up, and I had to kind of let that dream go because it really wasn't resonating with my true path. That's something that I might explore later on, but I feel like what I'm doing now is my true path, so I always have fun with it, and I'm always enjoying it, and so it's kind of hard to put that down and separate it outside of like a hobby. Like, this is my hobby, and it's also what I would hope to be a part of my job one day. I love camping. I don't know if you would like express that as a hobby, but I like being outside. I like exploring nature. Yeah, I would say maybe my hobbies are like reading and like hiking and you know, like doing artwork and being creative, like making crafts. I love doing that kind of thing and learning different ways to express myself. I wanted to be a makeup artist for a long time, so maybe even doing face painting or makeup as a creative outlet for myself would be a bit of a hobby. like I did today. I did something a little bit more bold and different than I'm usually presenting on YouTube, because the last few days on my new job, everyone has a very clean look to them, and I'm not able to like experiment with darker colors. They kind of want you to look the same kind of like look every day, and not change too much. So the most like crazy I can have is some light, very light fine glitter. So I just wanted to experiment a little bit, so maybe even doing makeup. Question number 6, is there a new style of content that you want to try? I think I've already tried it, but I do want to do more vlogs if I can. I would like to have more time to do that. So maybe trying to do more vlogs, and then also just trying to be a little bit more easy on myself and not expecting a 20 to 30 minute video every time I do a video. It's not always necessary, you know, even a 11 minute video is more than enough for a lot of people to digest, and I always feel like I have to pack it full of so much amazing information that no one could possibly be displeased with what I put out, but I think that burns me out a lot. Question number 7 is, how do you plan out your content? Now, this is something that I was wanting to share with you guys on the channel very soon. I just wanted to get a couple more spreads out going on in my planner, so I could share it and have a few months of example for you. But this is also another one of my creative outlets, and I guess you can kind of say it's part of a hobby because it involves a lot of doodling. I've actually stopped using regular planners, and I've started using a bullet journal method. I think Sanre posted on their channel about how he uses his bullet journal for magical purposes, so definitely go check that video out. But I've been doing this for like 6 months or so, and just experimenting with different like books and formats and using that for my workouts and like seeing different layouts that I like and stuff like that. So I use a bullet journal to plan everything, and it's kind of my grimoire / magical planner. So I have everything sectioned out, and I know exactly the kind of layouts that I like to get planned. And I have artwork in there and everything. Yeah, so that's kind of how I use it. And then I record all of my workings that I had planned that month, and then you know, I'll just randomly journal in there, even if it's mixed up between the other month layouts. I'll just label it in the front of my contents calendar, and then I'll be able to find it. And then I can kind of see like when I planned everything and how it went and was laid out, and then like, you know, when it manifests and I journal about it maybe 6 months later, I am seeing like maybe how long it took, and like actually see like the correspondences and like how my spell work is going along, and if it's progressing or if I need to change something. So I really enjoy that, having it all in one spot. So if you guys really do want to have that video sooner than later, let me know down in the comments below, and I will share how I plan my magical rituals and spells, and how I work within my grimoire, because I like having it all in one spot. So let me know about that down below, and I'll post it sooner. What are your tools of the trade? That's like camera, lights, software, all that kind of thing. So right now, today I'm using my iPhone because I am sick of not being able to see myself and see if I'm in focus with my other camera. I use a Canon. I'll put the model up here in a picture. I can't remember the exact make, but I got the wrong one when I purchased my camera. Like, I love it and it works great, especially if I'm just doing like B-roll and stuff. Super good because I can see the back. But I got the wrong one where it doesn't have the flip out screen, and I despise it because one, having body dysmorphia, I would like to be able to see how I'm presenting on camera. It just makes me feel more comfortable and not anxious. And then 2, being able to see if I'm in frame. and being able to see stuff like this, you know, I can cut that out. You won't know what that is, but it's my stool. And then I have like an actual makeup professional ring light, like the ring light from like when beauty YouTubers were like huge and first popping off. I saved up and I got one on like a flash sale, and it was like $250, and it was the most I've ever put into my channel outside of my Canon. And it's starting to fall apart and I'm sad about it. So I'm starting to try to get used to just using more natural light. I mean, like, I dim a lot of my videos anyway, so maybe I don't even need it. I like to have that dark, spooky vibe anyway. But yeah, so if you like that, if that's interesting to you, definitely check it out. I'll try to link it down below eventually. It might not be up right away. But yeah, it was the best investment I had, because especially when you're face painting or body painting, it just like holds your camera and it has the light there. It was perfect for when I was doing makeup and stuff like that. But yeah, those are the things I use. I also have a like a clip-on microphone. I can't remember what it's called. A Lancet or something like that. And I got that just cheap off of Amazon, and it's falling apart too, so I don't recommend that. So I'm right now filming without an external audio, so hopefully the volume is good and the audio's good, because I don't know how it's gonna turn out. I'm just experimenting right now. Question number 9 is, as a content creator, do you experience burnout? If so, what does that look like and how do you recover? Constantly, all the time, especially as someone with mental health problems that are currently being leveled out, and especially because like this is why I had to take a step back from YouTube when I was doing my unexpected move, because one, that's just like a lot of work, right? But I was also really super burnt out, and there's no way I was going to be able to create content and do a moving and do a vlog and all that kind of stuff. And so I took like almost 2 months off, I think, by the time I like filmed something. But like there's been times where I've kind of just like dropped off YouTube and not continued to post for a couple months at a time, with fully intending on trying to come back. And this is something I'm not sure if anyone's experienced, I'm sure you have, but where I take a break off of YouTube without any planned videos or anything like that, nothing's being posted, and I'm having full intentions with coming back stronger and better with all this content created. Also having a break, and then have nothing done, and just being like completely inundated with the thoughts of what I'm wanting to create and how I'm going to create it and how it's going to be perfect, and how I want it to look and all this kind of thing. And it was a lot worse before I had my anxiety and depression medication, and had like a better like routine for myself. But that can happen where I become very obsessive on things. Like I'm pretty sure I have an OCD issue. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm just very it's very probable in my mind. We are getting that checked out with my doctor. But I do hyperfixate a lot, and I am a Gemini. I definitely have a lot of I'm all air. I'm double Gemini and Libra rising, and all I do is think in my head, and I constantly spin in circles. So that's something I'm looking to improve. I'm also trying to keep myself from like rambling on tangents. I've already done it a couple times in this video so that I don't burn myself out with filming, and I'm able to like do a video and have fun with it instead of talking myself in circles, which I tend to do. So how I tend to recover, right now I'm just kind of trying to figure it out. I don't think you can really fully recover from burnout if it's chronic, and it's continuing to happen. I feel like you're not healing, you're just kind of like putting the problem away and then never addressing the real issue. What you really need to do, in my personal unprofessional opinion, is really find out what's causing the burnout. Like, are you really enjoying yourself? Is there a different way of doing something that can be easier and more streamlined for you? Do you really need to put out 2 videos a week? You know, those kind of things. And taking off some of the pressure for yourself. Like, I stopped posting on everything, especially like my podcast. I hadn't had anything on there for even longer before I took a step back from my move, because I didn't have any time to create any content, and I felt like I was rushing to the weekend on my days off so that I could have a break from the incredibly physically hard job I had, and wanting to have enough time to have space for myself, and then have space for my partner and spend time with them, and then have space for their child and have like family time with him, and you know, family time outside of our unit. It was really difficult, and I think you know, just figuring out what works for you and not being so harsh on yourself is super important, and maybe trying to find a way to streamline things, and you know, going to your doctor and talking to them about it and seeing if there's anything they can help you with. I know getting on medication was really helpful for me, which I forgot to take this morning, so I'm gonna go do that after this video. That's why I'm kind of anxious and rambly, so I'm sorry if that's coming across at all. Question number 10 is, what video are you most proud of and why? I would say my video that I'm most proud of is my witchy self-care day video. That was a vlog that I did, and it was the first attempt, I think, on really creating a very aesthetically based video, and it took me, I think, maybe a month to fully film and put together. So yeah, it wasn't like a full day of filming, but it was you know, like a real look at what I would do in a self-care day, and you know, picking that style up was really fun and creative for me. So please don't expect that, you know, my witchy self-care day involved filming this video in one day with the perfect shots and editing it perfectly with a voiceover and music and posting it, because that's not how it is, and that's not how anyone is on YouTube. So I hope you all understand that. But that was one of my more favorite videos, and I'm hoping to be able to do more vlogs like that one day as I start to have more time and I'm more full-time on my own, in my own business and that kind of thing. I'll link it down in the description notes, and I'll put a little thing up here so you can see the thumbnail. Who inspires you within the magical and pagan community? I would say all my friends. I wouldn't say they're the largest creators, but they are getting a little bit bigger, which I'm really proud of them for. One I would say also is someone that is not necessarily my friend, but I've always looked up to them. I don't think we've been able to connect at all throughout the community yet. So she's part of my namesake of my YouTube channel. So Shadow Harvest is the very first YouTuber that I ever discovered on like WitchTube. So I really look up to her and how she's able to just come online and just kind of like present these ideas and just be so organic about it. I really love her channel. I really love Ivy the Occultist. She is constantly inspiring me every day to push beyond my current belief systems and tap into a little bit more of the chaos magician within and test that out. Of course, Benta the Norse Witch, my first real YouTube friend, I would say. So I love them and their channel. They're always so brave, and they're always so awesome when they present things that are maybe a little harder to discuss online, the taboo things within the community. I really love their channel for that, and they post a lot about different things that I don't know about, like Norse magic and paganism and you know, their interviews are really great that they have on there so far, so I would definitely check them out. They also have really great vlogs. And well, I guess I just kind of did. Definitely check out all of those that I just listed. What else? At the moment, nothing really comes to me, so I think, yeah, just check out those channels there. Number 13, do you believe there are misconceptions about being a magical or pagan YouTuber? Yeah, I feel like everyone thinks that we just do this kind of thing for clout and to be able to get free magical products or get attention or whatever. And honestly, this is a lot of effing work. Like, okay, I'm actually having full-on existential crises all the time, and having full-on burnout where, you know, like I literally have to put my entire spiritual practice away. I have to put everything down, and I literally can't even function. Some days I couldn't, before I had my medication, couldn't even go to my day job because that was also contributing to it. But like, I couldn't even just put down the spiritualism and just go into my normal life. I just was completely consumed with it. Like, this is a very difficult job because you're doing everything. You are being a creator. You're creating the idea. You're scripting it out. You are doing research if you need to. You are finding leads to do interviews with. You're creating relationships and maintaining them over time. You are recording the video. So you're being the talent, and you're then being the audio engineer. If everything is effed up, you have to refilm it again, and that's happened to me multiple times. You can tell this gets me a little heated because people can be so mean and cruel without understanding, like, you know, we're doing this because it's a love that we have inside for what we practice, and what it's a passion of ours to be able to be creating videos to allow people to feel free within their practice. And to be so closed-minded, it makes me mad. It makes me very pissed off because it's not necessary. And to feel like we are just trying to get something out of it is such BS. So without getting too pissed off about it, going down a rabbit hole, I think it's really important to understand that your creators are doing this because they love it. It's not easy. And then with all that said, you still have to do the uploading of this content to an editor. You have to edit everything, splice it, render it, and add all of your aesthetic everything so it looks like a pleasing video to look at, and hopefully someone will be able to learn from because they're able to watch it, and then upload it. And then once it's uploaded, you have to continually like create conversations in the comments and hopefully get it shared and have a conversation stir up so that you're able to push more learning out there. And you know, it's very difficult. And then if you do a podcast on the side, it's all of that times 2. So, you know, my advice is just to be kinder to people. You know, if you don't agree with something, or if you don't like witchy or pagan YouTubers, don't watch them, okay? You know, we're just doing this for ourselves and our community because we want connection and we want people to learn, and we want to learn for ourselves. You know, it's part of why I started, is I wanted to learn from other practitioners that I didn't have in my area. So be nice, guys, okay? Question number 14, what do you like or dislike about being on YouTube? I love so much about it. You get to you know, create these different relationships and have friends within the community that understand you. You know, for me, I feel like I have grown so much as a practitioner. You don't feel so alone anymore, and you are learning a lot. You know, it's challenging and it's really great for like my mindset. I have to be really stimulated mentally all the time, and it really helps me because I'm able to learn different software. I'm able to learn how to do editing and audio and all those kind of things that I really wouldn't have known before. And You know, like I even went into an audio engineering course from a local college a long time ago before I even started YouTube, and I was able to take that into a little bit of my YouTube journey at first. And yeah, it's been a really good thing for me. I think it's also gotten me out of my shell a little bit and able to be more confident in myself, because I'm able to talk about things that are really truly like my internal personality and internal interests, like myself at heart. And most people in everyday life that are not my close loved ones, people who are outside of that, they don't see that. They don't really see me because it's not accepted in the wider world for the most part. What I don't like about it is you get a lot of haters, especially because you're a witchy pagan channel of any kind. Most people are going to be like, you're going to hell, and they're going to troll you. You know, people can be really cruel. They might try to pick apart your videos and your resources and everything. And you know, not everyone's perfect, but you know, we're brave enough to show up onto the accounts and, you know, take responsibility for it. If we make a mistake, okay, point it out nicely, but don't, you know, discredit everything that we've done and say that we're not a real practitioner because we made one small mistake or misspoke once. You know, we're not perfect. No one is. Number 15, what are some challenges you face creating on this platform, and how do you overcome them? One is, I think it's maybe just a learning curve, or just kind of, you know, not taking everything too seriously and just try to just go with the punches. But I've had so many video fails where there was times where I was crying to my partner because I was within that depth of depression and trying to like race for the weekend to be able to be myself within that time frame. And a video I had been working on for a long time had not gone the way I wanted. It was not uploading. I've lost clips. Videos were like, audio was being lost. I had to refilm it several times. And then when I was watching it back within a smaller, like a small bit of a better mindset, I could see how depressed I was on camera. And then I scrapped the whole thing and I did it again. And, you know, like nothing was uploading. That was really difficult. So for that, I had to just learn to have space for myself and just know that I'm human. And, you know, technology just fails sometimes. And you know, maybe it's not as healthy to like re-download a software 8 times during a day and try to re-edit and render a video that many times in a day, and then do nothing else. That's not healthy. And you know, to have balance. So for me, I think, yeah, one of my larger life things is trying to learn to have balance for myself and take some time out for myself, which I'm gonna try to do right now, because this is right at the moment a 39-minute recording time, and I'm at question 16, so I'm gonna cut this down. Question number 16 is, what's your opinion on monetization, paywalls, or other exclusive content or membership services such as Patreon? I think they're freaking amazing, and they are valid, and that's just point blank period. You know, like, we do all of this for free. A lot of us, especially if you want to have good views and you make a small impact on the community, are investing our own money into this type of thing, our time, which is the most valuable thing, but we're investing in equipment and software and, you know, the tools that we're using for tutorials and all of that. And, you know, I think it's valid. No one's entitled to us sharing our practice. And I think it's important to remember that, you know, if you want to gain a certain thing that someone says, you know, this is valuable enough for me to put behind a paywall for someone to take seriously and respect, that, you know, if you want that bad enough, you should support them financially, because that is an energy exchange. And I definitely am not of the belief that, you know, spiritual stuff should all be free, because the practitioner themselves is not going to be able to do as much and make as much of an impact if they're not able to support themselves financially, or physically, or hold space for themselves. And that's just my opinion on it, and you can hate me for it, but I don't care. On the other hand of it, without being so sassy, I think like those communities are pretty amazing, and you're able to actually build a community, like a Patreon, and or like paid Discord servers and those kind of things. You can really wean out the groups of people who don't truly want to be there for the most part. I mean, there's always going to be probably a few trolls that get through, and that's what our moderators are for. But most people, most often, if they're there to criticize you, are not going to pay a monthly subscription to do that. So it's great for that too. It's also good too because, on a side note, I was just thinking, like, I had a comment on one of my videos with Ivy the Occultist where someone was wanting a more baneful magic kind of like video. I'm not sure if Ivy will do this, so I'm not going to speak on that at all. But for myself, it's an idea where this is a place for safety where you can post more taboo topics that are educational, if you're feeling comfortable with it. So that's a place where, like, for myself, I would put a baneful magic video or a really in-depth sex magic video where you can be more unhinged and less like edited, is on like a Patreon where it's still educational, but it's a place that's for adults only, and it's a place for people who really truly want that information. Number 17, do you have any boundaries on this platform? Why or why not? Yeah, I have boundaries in everything I do, and I think it's extremely important that everyone does. You know, like, I don't share my partner's child online. I don't share my like home province or location for safety purposes, and I think that's an extremely smart thing to do. I also don't share my name. Like I said earlier, I don't share my legal name anymore online because that's something I would like to keep private for myself. And I resonate more within the magical space with the name I've given you guys to use. And you know, I'll continue to do that, and I'll continue to edit my practice where, you know, I'll share maybe a basics of a ritual, but I'm not going to share the entire like prayer to like an ancestry or something like that. That's something you have to do for yourself. Question number 18, do you have any current goals for your channel? Currently, I have a few goals. You'll actually be seeing it pretty soon. I am releasing an announcement video. I have 2 very large announcements coming up very, very soon. So if you don't want to miss out on that, make sure you hit the bell notification and subscription. Also, check out my Instagram daily because I will be posting there too once everything's launched and posted, so you don't miss out. And yeah, I'm not gonna divulge that yet without giving away that video. But that all being said, I can say in general, I would like this to eventually be my YouTube channel and the announcements I'm making later to be like my full-time thing. I would love to be able to do that full-time. Number 19, what are some of the mistakes you've made and how did you fix them? I would say maybe one of my mistakes is hyperfixating on videos too much or not holding space for anything else within my life. And with that, I just had to become aware of it and make some basic step changes to change that. When it has in terms of like maybe content mistakes, I don't think I've made any mistakes. I've only shared my journey so far within that time period. So maybe if I've outgrown a practice that maybe hasn't aged well, that's something that I learned at the time and I've moved on from, and I've made changes within my practice. Number 20 is, what are some of the ways your channel has grown since your first video? I think it's kind of insane. I never thought I'd be able to get to the 2,000 follower mark, and I'm slowly creeping up, very slowly up onto 3,000, which I'm so very grateful for. Thank you guys for everything. I'm so glad I'm able to like build this community, but like it's it's grown in terms of being able to have guests on the channel that I've never thought I'd be able to, through my podcast interviews and through just general interviews on the channel, and having engagement and creating relationships through online. My views are slowly creeping up, and I'm starting to see opportunities where I'm able to work with certain book companies, where I'm able to read books ahead before they're even launched, and being able to do a review of them, and possibly being able to have those authors on my channel. It's so heartwarming to me, and it's literally, that was one of my hugest manifestations that I wanted for this channel when I first started, and I'm so grateful that it came true. Currently I have 3 books within my inbox right now that I'm working through, and I'm very excited to bring that to your guys' attention through the channel reviews soon. But yeah, check out that soon. It's just allowing me to come into more opportunities that I'm really grateful for. 21. Have you ever wanted to quit making videos? Why or why not? No, never. I'm sure many people have, but when I'm into something, I really am wholeheartedly into it, to the depths of me, and I love this. I love doing what I do. Yeah, maybe I want to take a step back from here and there and wanting to have a break, but I always come back to it. Sometimes you just want to do something else, have a water balloon fight or something, you don't want to do water balloon fights all day, every day, all the time, right? You get so sick of it, but in the right balance, it's something I never want to quit. And I really think why is because it's really part of my life path. It's really part of resonating within my soul purpose, and it's something that I feel like I'm supposed to be doing and I want to do. Question number 22. What do you wish you had known before starting your witchcraft YouTube journey or pagan YouTube journey? I wish I had known exactly how much work it would be within everyday life, especially if you want to take this seriously and create something quite large with it, and also how my personal being would react to it. I wish I had known, which you wouldn't know, but I wish I had known how physically I would react to all the excessive pressure I put onto myself, and just to know that it's okay not to. I also wish I had known that I don't have to feel like an imposter every time I post a video when I first started, because just because I was small didn't mean, on my channel, just because it was small doesn't mean that I was not valid in what I was expressing and sharing. It just meant that I was new and starting a new journey, a fool on the fool's journey, but I feel like I'm starting to really step into that magician archetype, and starting to end my journey towards feeling more confident. I'm ending that fool's journey and I'm stepping into that magician archetype now, and I'm really accepting myself for who I am and who that is as a person and as a magical practitioner, and I think that's pretty awesome. Number 23 is, do you post on any other platforms? What are they? I do post on Instagram, not as much as YouTube, but I do like to post my altar setups, my altar rituals. I like to post things that I'm currently working on, small spell works, those kind of things. Sometimes I'll have a small blog deep dive on an herb here and there, but I do occasionally post on TikTok, and that's something eventually I would like to have more time to do, but I post on there more for fun. It's not a learning thing, it's more of funny, witchy things that you can relate to, and then the rest I will be posting on there will be involving my announcement in a couple days, so I'm not going to get into that. Number 24, do you have any advice for those wishing to create a channel? I think the thing that I would definitely suggest, especially for someone who deals with burnout or like time management, is I followed the advice of just post and go, because otherwise you're never going to do that. And you kind of have to know yourself whether you're going to react, whether you're going to do the thing or not, whether or not you plan ahead or you just go ahead and post like I did. But for me, like, I had to just get started, but I wish I had you know, done eventually, like after that first video I had posted, done a backlog of videos, like, you know, 5 to 10 minute bite-sized, very searchable videos right ahead of time, right out the gate, so I didn't feel like I was immediately in that downward spiral of, well, now I have to, you know, show up consistently every time now, every week, with something outstanding, you know. That's insane. It's a lot of pressure to put on yourself. So come up with some basics and things that you want to talk about that, you know, basic practitioners or newer practitioners would be searching, or even advanced practitioners, even if you want something that's more focused on a more advanced channel. You know, what are things that people are wanting to find out about, who are wanting your experiences from? Plan those videos out, take your time, script them out, you know, and then, you know, just play around with your camera before you even start filming those videos. Have those planned out and just start learning your equipment and learning how to post and all of those kind of things, learning how to upload and how to schedule videos and those kind of things. Then film your videos, okay? Do that. Don't do what I did. It'll save you a lot of heartache, I promise. And question number 25, who will you tag in this video? Okay, so I would like to tag, of course, Ivy the Cultist, because I would love to hear your experience with this. Also the Lunar Witch. I don't know if this is something he would do. I'm not even really friends with him. I just like watching his channel. So I'd love to see your experience, Lunar Witch, if you would like to do this tag video. And I would love to see Ella Harrison do the video, as well as Veda, or as she was once known before she changed her channel, Veda Corvus. So right now her channel is just Veda. She's also another witchy YouTuber. Also, so her aesthetic videos are so insane. So definitely go check those out. She hasn't posted in a long time, so I don't even know if she'll see this or even do it. Or she's even doing YouTube anymore. It would be a shame if she isn't. But I love your videos, Veda, and I hope you come back soon. And I hope you do this video, because I'd love to see your answers to this, as well as the Redheaded Witch. So those are my tags. Thank you so much for tagging me in this video, Benta. And thank you so much to the creator of this tag, the Starlight Wild Witch. I really appreciate the tag videos. Keep them coming. I really love them and have so much fun. I will see you all in my next video. The next one I'll be posting actually is my announcement video. I wanted it to be up a long time ago, but technical issues, and I learned to be more kind to myself. So this is going up first. And I'll see you all in my announcement video. And I love you all so very much. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you later. Bye!